In his latest 32 Thoughts written submission, Elliotte Friedman said the Leafs are working to find a landing spot for Timothy Liljegren. I think the
Yeah.
writing is on the wall, Rosie, and I think it's time to move on. How do you feel about Liljegren?
Well, I just think they're going to have to do some cap maneuvering here. They've got guys on IR and LTIR, and you're going to have to activate them here sooner than later. And they're players that are more important than Timothy Liljegren, and he makes a decent chunk of dough, probably more than he should. So therefore, he's going to be the odd man out to say, well, we're going to probably want this guy out anyway. Plus, he gives us a bunch of cap relief. You'd want to unload him. I just think it's difficult to find a suitor for him. Like, he is a right-handed shot defenseman, which seems like everyone and their dog is looking for that kind of guy at any point in the year. So the Leafs have that going for them. But to make that amount of money and to be kind of a wishy-washy, mistake-prone defenseman, kind of tough to find a suitor. And then they have to not only take him off your hands, but give up, third-round draft pick as well for him. I don't think that's something you can just snap your fingers and make happen. But again, right-handed shooting defenseman with, fair amount of youth on his side and, potential upside in a different market. Maybe they find a suitor. I think that would help them out to unload him. But yeah, it seems like, I got nothing against him. He just hasn't played his way into being solidified in that spot. And we'll see, man. I don't know if Timmins or the other guys are going to get it done. I think they're looking for a guy in that on that right side for the third pairing. And right now that's nowhere written in stone.
I just think he doesn't fit the bill of what this team is looking to do on the blue line. Having said that, it just takes one team to want to think or believe they can change or find an elevated version of Timothy Liljegren. The 2-year contract, what is it, $3 million per season with the salary cap going up? I think there's going to be a team that bites, but ultimately, if the Leafs are looking for value and they're not trading from a position of strength, everybody around the league knows that Liljegren has played out of favor under Craig Berube. He's maybe the 7th defenseman right now. Phil Myers had a really good camp. So I think it's a tough one to do. Maybe patience is a virtue. Maybe they wait this out to see what happens with Yanni Hakanpää. Who's to say Liljegren can't get back in the lineup and prove his worth a bit more? But I do see a scenario where Liljegren is traded out. If they can't trade him, I think he hits the waiver wire. But it just takes one team to believe that a guy who shoots right. Again, you mentioned it. So many teams around the league always looking for a right-handed shooting defenseman think this guy can make a difference on their roster.
Yeah, you'll just need a team who's desperate for a right-handed shooting defenseman with some experience, right? Who's not 38 years old. I think that's what it takes, and they're going to have cap room, man. You got to take on that salary, and I don't scrounge the league, and I don't go to the cap sites and dissect everyone's cap situations, but it seems to be a tough time of year where guys are all trying to get under the cap. Guys are trying to maneuver their roster just to get what they have, compliant. So I just think it's going to be tough to take on a $3 million guy that isn't, I don't think he's up to the snuff of the other $3 million defenseman in the league, to be honest.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long-form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.